When we're analysing a horse race, one question we should try to answer is, how is the race going to be run? To find out, we can apply a technique called pace analysis. A race is a herd of horses on the move. The competitors in today's race, the shape of the race, can help us resolve how the race will be run, i.e., horses run their best races when running a particular style. One horse goes out to get the lead, and the others try to catch up. So to win a race, a horse must be able to dominate all the other horses in the race. However, no horse can run at top speed the entire distance of the race. Therefore, pace analysis helps us to understand how the race will unfold when the race starts. Gathering pace information for each horse in the race requires data from different sources. But in the Proform Race Guide, we have collated this information for you in a useful graphic called our pace map. Let's take a closer look. With the race guides open, our pace maps can be found here. The information in this area is broken into two parts. This section indicates the draw bias in turf and all-weather races, and for these race types and national hunt, a pace prediction for each of the runners in the race. This section details the course pace statistics for each of the pace running styles here. Let's now turn our attention to an all-weather race and examine the pace map in detail. In this column, we have the saddle cloth number, the name of the horse, jockey silks, and the stall number. Note, the draw number is dynamic, therefore stall 1 is always close to the rail, even if the race has been run on a right or left-handed track. For turf, flat and all-weather races, this column indicates the stall impact value, along with this graphic, which uses the impact value statistic that is used to compare one group of data against another with the same characteristic. In this case, individual stall positions. With an impact value for each draw position, any number above 1 indicates horses berthed in the associated stall win more than they should. However, any number below 1 indicates horses win less than they should, statistically. With the impact value statistic plotted visually, positive stalls are noted in green and negative stalls are noted in red. The horse's pace rating can be found here. The pace rating is calculated using the in-running comments of a horse's previous 3 runs to derive a number which is plotted under one of these columns. H is for horses with a low pace rating and therefore predicted to be held up in running. M is for horses predicted to race midfield. P is for horses predicted to race prominently. And L is for horses predicted to lead. The other vital piece of information that will help us anticipate how the race will unfold is the course pace Biostatistics Table, which details the historical performance of each of the running styles detailed here. This section details the basic win-run record for each style. This column lists the impact value for each of the running styles, and these columns are graphical representations of the impact value and profit columns. Simply put, a green colour is considered to be a good performance and a red colour is considered a poor performance under each category. So now with the aid of the pace map, we have all the information we need in one place to enable us to run different pace scenarios to anticipate how the race will unfold. Let's take an example. Here is a pace map for a race at Lingfield over a distance of 1 mile 4 furlongs. Because the race has been run on a left-handed track, stall 1 is positioned against the inside rail here. If we look at the course pace bias statistics, history shows that horses that like to race led or prominently have a higher impact value than horses that like to race held up. However, in our opinion, this advantage is not significant enough to weight led or prominent runners too highly. Therefore, the outcome of this race will be the result of the individual running styles of the horses and not a factor of the course pace bias. So if we turn our attention to the running styles of each of the runners, from the pace map we can see one horse likes to lead and the majority like to race midfield or held up. Given the pace configurations displayed visually in the pace map, we can expect the yank to make the run-in and lead during the initial stages of the race. The overall pace stats for 1 mile 4 furlongs suggest that prominent runners do not hold an advantage over this distance. Therefore, we anticipate the race will probably be set up for horses coming off the pace. In other words, the yank is disadvantaged by its style of running. So now if we look at a pace map for a sprint race over the shorter distance of 6 furlongs at the same venue, based on our human ability to detect colour and patterns easily, we can see in this race that Kilami, drawn in stall 8, is racing from a stall that has the worst impact value. Probably because on a turning track, this stall is furthest from the rail. When assessing the merits of runners from stalls similar to these, we need to ensure in our form analysis that they have the capability to overcome the draw disadvantage. The opposite is true for horses racing from these stalls, i.e. given their draw position, we should in our form analysis determine if any of these horses possess the right qualities to take advantage of their draw position. One of the added benefits of our pace map is that it allows us to run different scenarios in respect to: will a well-drawn hold-up horse get boxed in? Will the front runner be able to dominate the race from a good draw? Will a contender drawn on the inside get boxed in the final stages of the race? Will the draw disadvantage hold-up horses drawn wide? As you can see, using the Proform Pace Maps, finding answers to these questions is made easier once you have all the relevant information displayed graphically and at your disposal.